Drew Yorke Show, live from ISO Radio in Toronto. It's a beautiful day outside, and I have a really special guest today. Somebody that I've been listening to a lot lately and just watching really closely just because I'm really excited about what he's going to accomplish in the next little while. You see a lot of people that make really good music, but it's not often that you get people that have like a really good heart and a lot of like ambition and passion too. So it's just, yeah, it's a pleasure to have him in the studio today. G Body, come join me. Parkdale's finest.
Yeah, fun. You know what I mean? What's going on, Drew?
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, man. Thank you for having me.
You like just got back from LA. I think we should talk about that first.
Yeah,
I want to hear like what that was like. Was that your first time being? I still haven't been out there yet.
You know, eh? Yeah, that was my second time in the States. I went like 2 years ago with like some family, you know, but like that was my second time, my first time like in LA for sure. And that trip was amazing. Like I hit the ground like as soon as I got there and I was like running, like, you know, it was crazy. I slept in cars and, you know, I had the full LA experience, you know what I mean? Like didn't even make it back to the Airbnb one night, like, you know, from a party and stuff. And, you know, I slept in studios and, you know, I got work and I came back with like, you know, good amount of tracks, you know what I mean, a couple of features, and, you know, it was amazing, you know, more life, more connections, and it was crazy, you know.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I feel like I hear a lot that people when you're in these spaces sometimes, especially like in like a music city like LA, that when they hear you're from Toronto, that it's like a different conversation.
Yeah, honestly, like when I got out there, it was like overwhelming, like, and you haven't been there, so like once you go out there, like use that Toronto card, because like it's crazy. They go out there and like they're like, oh my god, like you guys are killing it. You got your own sound, and we're like, we love you. Like they're like literally so excited to see what's next for us. You know what I mean? And so it's like breathtaking, you know, to be, because like, you know, we're humble people, like in the sense, you know, as Toronto, you just want to be accepted, like, you know, by the world, not just America, but like, you know, America is a big part of it, you know. So like when they out there, they give that love, and, you know, especially when you have some talent and stuff, and they mess with your art, it's crazy, you know. So like it's crazy out there. Toronto and LA, I think we have a good relationship. The ladies love us, like the producers is loving us, like
People are really building that bridge. Like it seems that like even like I remember last February maybe, like tons of people were out in Toronto, like out in LA from Toronto, like over like a month period. Like I saw like at least like 40 to 50 different people in like industry people, like executives and like producers and artists, engineers, all these different photographers. Like people are really trying to build that bridge to London as well. That's another really good, like, people are really building that bridge between London and Toronto.
Yeah, that's definitely my next stop. Like, and even that, like when I was in LA, they said the exact same thing. Like, you know, the London, the whole connection. It's like a little triangle effect. Like,
Well, they love the bars. They love the
love
bars,
it.
and they
like,
love.
It's a breath of fresh
the-
air. That's what it's like. You know, coming from a rapper's perspective, from my point of view, like it's nice that people are actually messing with that and taking to it. Because I think, like I said it to my friend the other day. I think if like a year ago you would have asked me like, would people mess with this like kind of music, you know, when like the whole wave was like this like new like auto-tune kind of like, you know what I mean, sound, and like this melody, which I was into to myself, you know what I mean, it's a new breath of fresh air, but it sounds old to me, you know what I mean, but like, you know, it's nice that they're messing with it, you know, especially across the border and stuff like that, you know, they really like it. They're like, wow, like you're different, you know, so it's a good sign, you know.
What was your like? I think you like. I mean, this is kind of cliche, but what was your like biggest like takeaway you think like that you? And I know people always talk about like I want to bring a little piece of that back with me or bring that energy back with me. Like whenever I travel, I always find like I'm working twice as hard when I'm traveling, and I come back, I take it for granted like the opportunities around me. Like, is there something that you feel like now you're like, shit, I gotta work twice hard on this, or because I've been taking it for granted, or you know what I mean?
Well, we came back with Cali mode. You know, we always like hashtag something, you know, me and the guys, like, you know what I mean? So, like, we definitely call it Cali mode. Like, we just got off a Hot Boy Summer. You know what I mean? That's how you guys got Gangland, you know what I mean? But we're in Cali mode right now. And I came back with, like, that same kind of, like, mind state. Like, out there, they're not thinking they did enough already, you know what I mean? Everybody's done something, you know what I mean? And, like, I won't lie. Like, I think, I wasn't saying I got complacent, but I think I felt like, you know, but like I'm just top of my craft right now, and I could just continue at the pace I'm at, and like, you know what I mean, everything will be okay. And there's not really like, there's not that there's not a next level, but like there's not more I can do in my day, you know what I mean? But like instead of thinking about hours and minutes, I'm thinking about seconds, and you know. So like I think I came back with that energy, you know what I mean? Like go harder, even though I think I was going hard, you know what I mean? Like it's never like, if you think you can go harder, keep going, keep pushing it, you know. So that's where I'm at right now, Cali mode.
I like that. When I travel, I feel like I'm always like thinking, okay, what's like the next thing I can do, or what's the next like, how can I like better this situation, or how can I make better use of this? Who can I be talking to in this situation that I can like normally wouldn't be able to because I'm like out here only for a short period of time or whatever. Yeah. And I've been trying to take that mentality more here, like being like, okay, like where am I? Like, okay, right now, like am I just at the usual spot I'm going to, like the usual shit? Like, am I just like doing my usual easy shit, or am I like trying to go somewhere like out of my comfort zone, or trying to go somewhere like where I can meet people that have way more money than me, or have like do way more shit than me, or do way different shit, you know, like that way different worlds than me. Like I feel like that's where I'm trying to like take that mentality more recently.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what it was. Like Cali, and I think we can dip into that even more, was like more about opportunities. You know what I mean? I wasn't supposed to be in Cali yet. I mean, I think a lot of things that have been happening in my career right now is kind of like a speed. It's happening fast, and I'm like taking it as like, you know, it comes and stuff, and just kind of being prepared and stuff. And you know, I heard some people were out there that I was connected with, you know, were, you know, making moves, and like, you know, I heard there was opportunities out there in place for me to be, you know, and I got my ass out there as quick as I could, you know what I mean? And I made opportunity out there, you know what I mean? And I took advantage of everything, you know what I mean? That came, and that's what I was trying to say when it comes to like, you know, just being around like situations that kind of feel uncomfortable from before, and like, you know what I mean? And not like being scared to like, you know, put yourself around that, and like people that don't have more money than you, or people that are deeper in the game than you, or, you know, more albums than you, or better studio ethic than you know what I mean? As opposed to like going into the studio with like your typical like crew, you know what I mean? Who like, you know what I mean? You might have outdone that crew, or you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Or you know what I'm trying to say? And that's what it was. Like, you know, you always got to keep pushing yourself and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like your crew is always gonna be there for you to, you know, strive. But don't be scared to like put yourself in a different, you know what I mean, setting, you know? Cause
I guess it's about like assessing. Yeah, it's like who around you is like trying to grow with you.
Exactly.
You know, and like, do I need to like be bringing in some more people that I'm looking for some new people to grow with me, or like can these people also like come with me and grow at the same time or
building
same
your
rate?
team. You can never stop building your team. I think that's the best thing. You know what I mean? Like, and it's relationships. You see, like, I think that's what I can relate it back to like growing up in the neighborhood, like, you know, like not really gang culture, because I didn't really grow up with that. Like, I think it was more like just like hood politics and like street shit. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like Parkdale's full of hustlers. You know, so we had like that kind of street code. Like, it was hustlers, don't step on this and don't do this and don't cross that. You know, so kind of same thing when you're in your code. Yeah, you know what I mean? So kind of same thing in the rap game. It's just like you could rep your stuff and have your own label and have your own all this stuff and still branch off. Like, I can still come do the Drew Yorke shit, and we can 10 years from now be on this like sick plateau with Mount Rushmore and be like, you know what I mean, we did it together because we used our like, you know what I mean, platforms to like, you know what I mean, keep going up, you know what I mean? And as long as the relationship's there, you can still get money, you know what I mean? It's like, as long as relationships are solid, you know what I mean? And like, I'm that guy. Like, I can't in my mind think of a relationship I screwed up, you know what I mean? Because I understood the importance of that growing up and hustling at the age I was, you know what I mean? So I know like certain shit, I don't fuck things up, because like, you know what I mean, that's gonna mess things up, and you know what I mean, double back on you, you know what I mean? So it's like, you gotta know, you know, and I take that same like mind state and worth ethic like to this rap shit. So I think that's what I took to LA, took back from thing, you know. It's just doubling up and getting better always, you know. Yeah.
Sounds like it is this cliche, but it sounds like you were like raised right, you know. It's like, it's like, do you have siblings?
Nah, no siblings.
I got your only child?
Like, my dad got like 11 kids or 8, 10 kids or some shit, but like,
word.
You know, that's the whole different story. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, but yeah, like my mom just raised me by herself. That's it. In the streets, in Parkdale, you know.
You lived your whole life, eh?
Yeah, my whole life. Like, I think, yeah, definitely my whole life. I was born in Mount Sinai, you know. Toronto nigga. Yeah, I'm saying, like,
I mean, you could probably really talk about this though, like how much it's changed. You're in your 20s, right? You're like 20 what?
Oh, I'm up there.
Word. Okay.
Okay. There, but yeah,
Word. Well, okay.
I got this baby face, so I'm hanging on to that. You know what I mean?
I love that.
We up there though. You know what I mean? I'm definitely old. I'm repping for the middle class. You know what I mean? Let's just put it that way. You know what I mean? Yeah, but like, I could definitely attest to like the changing part of the gentrification, if that's where you want to go with it. Because I mean, I seen it. I was just thinking about it the other day. I'm like, I remember like someone asked me like, yo, what's a good place to eat in Parkdale? And I'm like, I don't know, like, it's different. Like now we don't really eat in Parkdale. Like you want to eat in Parkdale, we just head to Liberty Village. Like you know what I'm saying? Like head just a little bit past Parkdale. It's different now. You know what I mean? It's still, you know what I mean? It's different. You know. So I don't know. Like I come from two different eras. You know, I grew up in both eras, and I caught the last of the best. And you know, and I don't think right now it's bad either because I seen what it was like. You know what I mean? I think it's just like a matter of like the city and like incorporating the two, you know what I mean, and not forgetting, you know what I mean. I think the same shit with like what they do with buildings, like they don't make sure like the York Memo building that burned down. Like my daughter, she had gymnastics in that building, you know what I mean, and like that was a historic building, and like the way they're like hopping onto that, like to restore that stuff, and like you know they want the importance of keeping that alive. They should do that in Parkdale, like you know what I mean. Same shit with the people, like you know you can change whatever you want, you know what I mean, but like you can't just like force people to like pay more money and for like the place they lived in their whole life. You know what I mean? That's crazy. You know what I mean? You're gonna go change their jobs too. So like, I mean, that's what I mean, it seems like I'm about to be an advocate for that because it's just where I come from. You know what I mean? But like, I'm accepting it. You know what I mean?
I think it's a balance though. It's like I obviously you want to see your neighborhood grow and like strengthen and like create opportunities for the next generation or whatever. Like you want to see that continue to, that's tough.
Yeah, man.
I worked at Community 54 for a while, like Brock and Queen, and I remember like the first thing I remember noticing like about that neighborhood is like you'd cross like Dufferin, and it was like night and day. It's like as if like you go under the tunnel or whatever, and you go the other side, and then suddenly there's just like all this like investment and all this like all these brand new businesses.
Yeah. I played McCormick. The arena right there, it's a hockey arena right there. Yeah, I played hockey, like, you know, all the way until I was 17 years old. Like, you know, I was nice with it. Like, you know,
jeez.
I was like really, really nice with it. Like, you know what I mean? And like whatever, you know, I got arrested and shit, and that kind of like ended and stuff, you know, sadly, you know, politics or whatever. But fucking
like the league wouldn't let you play?
No. I got arrested like, okay, I made timelines. Like, I didn't get arrested because of hockey. Like, I got arrested after I stopped playing hockey. Literally, like, 2 months after I stopped playing hockey. So it lets you know, like parents keep your kids busy. You know what I mean? Because it didn't take long for me to get into trouble after, like, I didn't have, like, an outlet. You know what I mean? I was playing hockey, like, competitive. And if anybody who plays hockey, I was playing AA. But I used to get called up to AAA all the time and stuff like that. You know, I played for Warren Park Eagles. You know, and freaking, yeah, like, I got in an argument the year before, like, with the coach's son and stuff like that. And, you know, we had a little problem. I walked off in the game, in the playoff game. Some shit, young, just angry and stuff like that, you know, and I was, like, the best player in the league. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't feel like they was, like, listening to me and certain shit, and, like, there wasn't, like, seeing my vision, you know? And, like, it was too much favorite stuff at the wrong time, you know what I mean? And, like, I let my passion get in the way, you know what I mean? And, like, that was an early lesson for me, like, you know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta, like, kind of take a step back, you know what I mean? And, like, whatever, the following year came, but he, like, X'd me out of the team, you know, the team that was my team, you know what I mean? Like, told me, like, at the end of the weekend, like, yo, we're not letting you on the team, bang. So I can't try out for no other team because the weekend's over. If anybody knows how that shit happens, like, you know what I mean. So I gotta wait a whole season. So like now I'm out my GTHL my final season, and I can't get drafted. You know what I mean? Or I could get drafted based off of my, like, resume and shit, but it would, you know, it's not the same. You know what I mean? I didn't have that last year. You know what I mean? Anyways. 2 months later or whatever, because that's February, March comes, boom, I get arrested. Fucked. Everything's fucked from there, you know what I mean? Spent like 2 years on house arrest, whatever, shit. You know, and then, like, after that, like, I was good, you know what I mean? But, like, I learned early. That's why I say, like, I kind of sound a little bit wiser because, like, all that happened, by the time I came out of all that, I was 20, like, you know what I mean? Like, with, like, all that bullshit, like, behind me, you know what I mean? So, like, yeah. After that,
when you're probably growing up, so you like seeing people around you that are like not getting that second chance that early. You know,
exactly. You know what I mean? Like I took
like a lot of people get that second chance. You want to call it, like, or whatever, third chance or whatever. Like that comes later. Often it's not often that you get that. Like,
yeah, that's exactly how I took it. Still, like, I came out there and people used to say, like, because I was really rowdy when I was young. You know, coming off of like all of that, like, I'd say, like, going so hard till I was 16, and then from 16, all of them telling, like, everything, just like, you don't know if you're gonna be, like, facing, like, time, because, like, that's what it was. Like, I luckily got to, because I was first offense, like, after a little shit or whatever, like, I got out, boom, they, you know, I was on house arrest, and then, like, you know, I'm still waiting for trial, and trial took 2 years to come, you know what I mean? So, like, that whole time I'm getting arrested on fucking failure to comply. Is like just like dumb shit. Just walking around in the hood, like cop asks you what's your name, go to jail. Like, you know what I mean? I remember
it's like the shit we were talking about earlier.
No, real shit. Like I remember I got arrested right in front of my mom's house. Like, you know, it was like right in the middle of the day. Like, you know, I wasn't supposed to go outside, obviously, but I went to go smoke a blunt. You know what I mean? And I took out the garbage. Boom, boom. You know what I mean? I see the fucking cop come down the street. I'm not gonna run. I'm right in front of my house. You know what I mean? Cop pulls over, like, and not just pulls over, like, literally pulls up on the sidewalk. Like, what's your name? You know what I mean? It's 12:30 in the afternoon. You know, it's 12:30 in the afternoon. He's like, well, ask me what's my name. Boom, boom, boom. Long story short, I got arrested for failure to comply. You know what I mean? And that's the kind of shit I was talking about. Like, you know, and they talk about it now, like that whole like, what do they call it? Like, they're not allowed to just ask you random carding and stuff like that.
Yeah. How carding is
that's
supposed to be
because of my era.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? We dealt with that shit. Like, they called my mom and like, oh, you know, your son's been pulled over 34 something times or whatever in the last like X amount of weeks, or you know what I mean? That's crazy. Whose fault is that?
Yeah, it's totally
That's
legal.
not my fault.
And like, it's not that doesn't still happen, but that was totally legal.
Yeah.
For so long.
You know what I mean? I don't play video games like that. I'm not like the video game type of guy. I was like a athlete. So like I was always in the street. So like that was like not like, you know, I'm going to get pulled over if that's what they're telling me. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm out here. You know what I mean? And I was always like that. And I'm still out here, you know? I just know, like, you know, how to move. You know what I mean? Walk with your head up and don't let them tell you nothing, you know? Because fuck. It's not going to change, you know? It's crazy. Especially in Parkdale, you know? But I think the gentrification in Parkdale is nice now.
I wanted to ask you about the support you've been getting from Gavin. I see him like bigging you up a lot and like posting about you and shit. Like he's like, oh, I love Gavin.
That's honestly, that's the unsung hero of Toronto. Like when I get my check, I don't know what the fuck everybody else is gonna do, but I'm gonna have to put up a billboard and say like, yo, we're building this guy a statue somewhere. Like real shit. Gavin. Like real shout out to Gavin. Like, cause I don't think people understand. Like, you know what I mean? I went to LA for the first time because of Gavin. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no bueno. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's like he took a kid from Parkdale. Like, I mean, he didn't just take me to LA for the first time. He took all of Parkdale because like that's how big that is. You know what I mean? Nobody's gone to LA. Not a basketball player. No fucking athlete, no artist, nothing. They're not like that I know of. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like I grew up with, you know what I mean? From my era. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, there's been other people, you know what I mean, who've had their success as of recent, but like, you know what I mean? Shout out to Shiloh, you know what I mean? And but like, fuck yeah.
He was showing you out when he was here.
That's my guy, dog. Cause yo, you know what I mean? You gotta stick together. And I know guys like Shiloh. That's my type of people. Like, you know what I mean? He's from that. Like, he's Parkdale. Like, I was trying to explain it to somebody else. I'm like, you guys gotta understand how Parkdale works. It's like you don't gotta live in Parkdale. Yo, you don't gotta be born and raised to be Parkdale. Like, you know what I mean?
There, if you're just being Parkdale, you're part of.
If you can
community.
accept the culture, you know what I mean? You know it. Like, you can see a Parkdale person. Like, you know what I mean? Shiloh, he reeks a Parkdale. You know what I mean? Like. You know what I mean? Like,
those guys are all funny, man. Like it's just good. It's funny to see all those guys like posted up in that spot and just like recording mad crazy shit. Like it's like they're making like pop music. They're making like heavy like.
We got something too. Shiloh and me got something coming too, eh? So let the streets know, like, you know what I mean. We got a hot one, like, you know what I mean, like a real energy. I made them go up with it, you know what I mean. But like definitely, like, you know, that's my guy, you know what I mean. So, but yeah, no, I mean, back to the LA thing and Gavin, like, I mean, that guy, like. From Remix to the Republic, you know, and like everything that he's just done for the city, like it's just crazy. And he's not done it, you know, and he doesn't even care. That's the crazy thing. He's just really what you want the props. He's so cool with it, you know what I mean? So it's
super
like
humble guy,
he's super humble.
Not
so
even like
it helps. I mean, he's the perfect guy for me, you know, right now, because it's like that's the kind of shit I want to be like, you know what I mean? I want to be that, like that's what I'm striving to be like, you know what I mean?
A man of the people.
Yeah, a man of the people, you know what I mean? Take your tabs and keep it moving, you know what I mean? Like I rap, so like there's not a lot of like rewards for a rapper, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're not gonna see me out here like selling my ass, like, you know what I mean? Sorry to cuss, you know what I mean? But like, you know what I mean? Like, so as far as that, like, I gotta be a humble guy, you know what I mean? Because I know, like, I'm gonna rap and I'm gonna get by on for my, you know what I mean, my good looks and like, you know what I mean, and my good rhyme schemes, but that's it. You know what I mean? As far as that takes me, you know what I mean? I'm gonna go, but you know what I mean? I'll do everything else, but shit, you know? I'm the Gavin kind of guy, so you know. Team Gavin.
Yeah, salute to him. It's I always say about Remix, it's like the gift to Toronto that just like keeps on giving. Like every year.
Every year.
Like you every year it's like there's this kid right now that like, well, the Christian's behind the camera, but we're fucking with it. This kid right now named Velo.
Okay, Velo.
And it's like he's from Scarborough, I think. Yeah, and it's like there's bro, he's like recent remix grad and so sick.
No way. What is he do? What is he?
Rapper.
Rapper. Okay.
Yeah.
You know?
I'll show you after.
Yeah, please do.
Bro,
like, you know what I mean?
So he's gonna debut soon, and it's like it's another like just gift from the remix project.
Yeah.
The remix project allowed a kid who might have not otherwise had that opportunity, or probably wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to like to potentially flourish. Like somebody that has like the clear talent, but it's like maybe not the opportunity, the platform, or whatever.
Do you know what I attribute it to? Like, I think with like the game lacks right now is like artist development. You know what I mean? And I think guys like Gavin and Remix, they've like mastered artist development in all like assets. So, like if it's like film, like photography, like producing, recording, like, you know, all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like writing, like, so it's like to see, like, that's why you say it's the gift that keeps on giving, because it's just like that art is not dead. Like, you know what I mean? People just have forgotten. It's just cool to freestyle now and like get lit up and like go in there and make it anybody, you know what I mean? Like, you can make a song on GarageBand on your phone, you know what I mean, high out of your mind, like, you know what I mean, and show your friends the next day, and that song for the next day for 24 hours, that song's gonna be fire. But like, you know, that's not gonna be no legendary song, you know what I mean?
I feel like Remix Project's a good balance, because it's like it provides all these opportunities, puts you in the right rooms with these people, but it's like you have to get it yourself.
Exactly, you have
to. I'm sure there are people like, because you don't hear about all these successes every year. It's like there's only a couple, so it's like the right person put in that room will flourish, you know? Because it's like I find sometimes I'm in these rooms where it's like, yo, if I actually went around and like talked to every single person in this room right now, like some of these events or some of these like whatever, it's like I might be able to like fundamentally change my life or change my career.
Don't give up. I got rejected from Remix, just to put it out there. I applied years ago, you know what I mean? And look, I'm running around with Gavin, so fuck. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So don't give up, you know what I mean? It's like that might not have been that's not my story, you know what I mean? At the time, you know what I mean? I was late, you know what I mean? Maybe, you know what I mean? It might not have been them, you know what I mean? I never ever held like grudges against anything. This is the business, you know what I mean? You gotta keep going, like keep it pushing, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Maybe it was my fault I didn't apply again, you know what I mean? Yeah, realistically, maybe. You know what I mean? And I think there's a lot of people, so that's why I said it out there, because I'm like, I know there's probably people who might not get in, apply again, you know what I mean? Or if you need it, you know what I mean? Or not, or keep pushing, try to get in contact with somebody or something like that, because it's like Toronto is booming. Trust me, I just left the city for the first time in the longest time, and they're telling us we're hot, so you know what I mean? Find somebody.
Have you gone into like applying for any grants or anything?
Nah, I never did any like grants. I'm pretty self-made. I work hard. I grind. You know what I mean?
Bro, you should definitely get Gavin to put you in contact with somebody, because it's like I find, especially nowadays, like even whether it's like Toronto grants or Canadian grants or whatever, it's like it's not like a loan, you know. It's like they're just gonna give you the money, and as long as you're spending it on what you're saying you're spending it on, then it's all good.
It's definitely
and like they're just like, you know, like Factor and shit like that. It's like that organization is just created by the government to give people money. Yeah. And like that's their whole job, is just like trying to give money to the best candidates. Yeah. And I think I even went to like a Toronto Arts Council meeting the other day, and I was asking them like sort of like what are some recent things you've funded, so I can sort of get a better idea of like the things they're looking for. Yeah. And they just want stories that haven't been told. Yeah. You know, stories that
Parkdale.
Like, aren't. Bro, that's what I'm saying. It's like things that are underrepresented, like haven't been told properly, given the right like look or the right like, you know what I mean? It's true. That's what they're all about. So I encourage you to go look at that, because I think that's like a good opportunity for you.
I think
you have a unique perspective, you know.
Yeah, I think like everything is like I said, a lot of stuff has been new to me. I don't know. I don't want to like put any like hard feelings out there. Like I said, I waited my turn, and you know what I mean. And everything's kind of like going as it should be, I think, right now. You know what I mean? So I'm taking it as it comes. And like I'm reading into all these like grants, and I'm like getting like woke. You know, I'm the type of guy like I waited this long. Like I don't jump into anything. You know what I mean? I just like more things like you guys mentioning Factor, and like, you know, Gavin mentioning like, you know, certain companies and stuff like that, and like, you know, these brands and stuff like that. It helps. Like, you know what I mean? Companies like SoCan and stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things out there for the city. So I'm definitely like soaking up as much game as I can, because I feel like, you know, I'm still that new guy out here, you know what I mean? So I feel like I'm not rushing anything, you know, but I definitely am looking into that stuff. And I thank you for like, you know, even like considering that, you know what I mean? I'm humble. Like I feel like I'm nice, you know what I mean? And I think that gets like clouded sometimes. I think I know I'm good at like what I do, but I think it's never enough to hear like, yo, I like your music, or you're I see you going this way, or you know what I mean? Because fuck, people where I'm from don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? So it's still hard to believe. You know what I mean? So
I saw you in the studio with 40.
yeah, that's my.
What's
guy.
up with that?
Parkdale.
Word.
Just leave it at that.
That's sick, man.
I mean, listen, like I've been listening to a lot of people tell me like, oh, like, you know, like when you run to these labels and stuff, they're gonna ask like, what's your story? And I'm like, to me, it's hard to like understand to think like, how the fuck is like it hard for like these guys to like find a story? You know what I mean? Like look harder, like, you know what I mean? Like realistically, like there's
Stop looking around.
Stop looking around or stop looking online. Like, you know what I mean? Like Parkdale has not been told yet. Like that's a fact, and that's a place in the city. You know what I mean? The fact if they don't look for that, you know what I mean? And like, I mean, 40 found me. You know what I mean? I don't want to be cocky. You know what I mean? I didn't go searching for 40. You know what I mean? Like he hit me up. You know what I mean? Of word of mouth in the streets of Parkdale. And that's why I said Parkdale first. You know what I mean? Somebody obviously because 40's connected to the streets. You know what I mean? And his people hit his people. You know what I mean? And whatever. And you know. We got to kick it up, you know what I mean? He's still a good guy, you know what I mean? So, you know, definitely, you know, the stories are going to be told sooner or later.
Seems like you're doing the right thing so far.
Yeah. You know?
It's one good time, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I'm at right now.
I always ask people to leave me with, like, some food recommendations. So I need some spots. Like, what are you feeling recently?
Right now? Recently or always? Because I'm always at...
Okay, one new one and then one, like, trusted.
Okay, trusted. I go to Diners Corner. It's on Wellesley. It's just up here. That's my spot, always, forever. And a new spot for everybody. I'm gonna give you a dessert spot in the hood. You probably know it. It's Glory Hole. Everybody go check out Glory Hole. You know what I'm saying? Go get them donuts. You know what I mean?
Donut plug.
Yeah, the donut plug.
Get the bacon donut.
Go to Glory Hole right now. You know, the seasons are changing. They probably got something for Halloween. You know what I mean? That's what I'm going to do. Parkdale, always.
Sick.
And go check out Pete's, too. Don't worry. You know, shout out Pete's. You know what I mean? Go get you a burger or something. Go chill out. You know what I mean? The staff is wonderful over there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a staple for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Just go check out Pete's. You know what I mean? Go get you a coffee at least. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for doing this, man.
Of course.
I really appreciate you coming through.
Yeah, of course, man.
Okay.
Love it.
Okay. This has been the Drew Yorke Show. G-Body, Parkdale.
Fine.
Until next time.